Welcome to Adam Does Movies Live. It's Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. We're a little early. I don't know if you can still hear that music when I cut away from it, but I can. It's like blasting into my ears. Anyway, hope you're having a good week so far. Hope the weekend was nice. I survived a hurricane. Wasn't the best situation. A lot of flooding over here. Still not really have our bearings yet. It's been a nightmare, but we got through it. It's been okay. A lot of news came in over the weekend. Disney had its massive D23 Fan Expo event that it hosts every 2 years in Anaheim, California. It's called D23 because in 1923, Sir Walt Disney, I don't know why I put a sir on there. He's not a sir. He started, Walt Disney Studios in California. It's kind of a big deal. And, so they do this every 2 years. They have a big fan expo. They show all the new exciting toys, the new theme park rides, the films, the TV shows, everything that Disney can showcase for their investors. I mean, their fans. I looked it over. We're going to look it over together. We're going to do kind of a deeper dive into things. I brought up a couple articles that nicely lay out all the big reveals, all the big announcements, and then I'm just going to react and chat about them for a little bit. It's going to be low-key. We're going to, not to be confused with Loki, we're going to have a nice time. As always, I would highly suggest you become a Patreon at patreon.com. It's patron. Become a patron at patreon.com/AdamDoesMovies. There's a ton of tier levels there. It starts at $1. Now, I'm getting closer and closer to 90,000 subscribers. If even a tiny, incy-wincy little fraction of people started supporting me on Patreon, this could be a much bigger ball game. We could go full time instead of me having to spend my nights and weekends prepping the show and doing everything I do to hopefully keep you entertained. Anyway, if you can't do that, maybe think about throwing a super chat out and I answer or talk about it during the live show, during the live show. We already have one. Let's bring it up really quick. Shot out of a cannon, CPs for $1.99. Thank you, CP. Any more baby updates? I don't actually. What is this referencing? We don't have a baby on the way. That's not possible anymore for this family. I'm trying to think if there was something I said or made a joke about in a different video. Blue bag updates? I mean, is it about the blue bag? That's all I can think of. I'm sorry, I don't know how to answer that question. If I see something in the regular chat from you, CP, then I will get clarification. Short for clarification. One more question here. It's not a super chat, but does YouTube take a big portion of super chats? Yeah, they take like 40%. Take a good chunk. Patreon is definitely the better way to support the channel, or you could just like straight up use PayPal at adamolinger@gmail. Okay, here we go. Your script, you fool. CP's. Oh my God, CP again. Sorry, the script. Yeah, there has been a good update and a bad update. The bad one, I heard from one of the producers after kind of nagging him quite a bit. He works for Netflix. He's currently working on, I think, 4 different shows in tandem. And they're all documentary, based on true story, murder mystery type of things. He said that that's what Netflix is really going after. That's not even remotely close to what my script is. He did say he would do a good gesture and pass it off to another contact he has, see what that person says. So basically, that's done. That's not going to go anywhere. My other contact, I got news the same day that it's actually full steam ahead, pitching it to people over at Amazon. So I'm not in the pitching process. They have the pitch deck, and he's taking it to that next step. So one down, one possibility so far. If it falls through, I have other outlets and other things I'm thinking about. But yeah, that's where we're at on that side of things. I appreciate it, CP. Another super chat. Beautiful. Turner Burner 922 for $9.99. Thank you, Turner Burner. Atla movie roast when? What is Atla? Atla movie. Oh, Avatar: The Last Airbender. I honestly have never never heard anyone refer to the show as Atla. Maybe I'm not in the know with the fandom. I just always call it Avatar or The Last Airbender. I've never said Atla. Atla. I don't pronounce my T's. I would say Atla. That wasn't bad. Usually it's a D sound because I grew up in Minnesota, and it just doesn't work for me. That's my excuse, at least. An Atla movie roast? God, I probably should have done that already because, that stupid movie by M. Night is making the rounds, and it's kind of been there, done that. Alita Battle Angels, what I thought too. I could try. I'm not really doing roasts anymore, to be honest with you. I've kind of moved away to doing the top 10s. I've put out 3 top 10 videos. 2 of them did very well. They have been more organic on YouTube, going out to a broader range of people. And so that's bringing in new viewers. The roasts do not. The roasts are very segmented to just the audience I have. I love doing them. I mean, they're way more work, but I like the final product. They're just not that great for my channel, unfortunately, for drumming up new viewers. I have a new top 10 coming out tomorrow. Let me hide this for now. I have a new top 10 coming out tomorrow on the top 10 best video game movies of all time. I finished editing it. It's going live tomorrow at, what time did I schedule that for? I think 11:30. I could check, but I'm not going to check. Before noon. It's going up at 10:45. It's going up at 10:45 tomorrow. Top 10 best video game movies. And I have to tell you, even the top 10, there's like 4 of them I don't even like. They're just the best of the worst, basically. Video game movies, it's a tough thing. It's a very tough thing. All right, that preamble out of the way, let's get into the news. We're going to start on the parks side of things, and then we're going to move into the movie side of things. I'm going to add this to the stage. I can make myself a little bit larger than that. All right, this is the big thing. So Disney announced at Magic Kingdom they're going to get their very own Villains Land. Okay, they don't say, by the way, this is all very loose. They have very little to go on. It just says it's a place where poison apples are aplenty and magic potions can ruin your whole day. With all these villains in one place, happily ever after may feel like just a distant dream. And then they just gave this one piece of concept art. Can't imagine the final product's going to look like that. I do like the tower back in the distance, that castle looming off Jafar. I think that's supposed to be that's Maleficent's castle from Sleeping Beauty. It's really hard to know, but I would imagine that's what it is. And that you have the vines and the crow from Maleficent / Sleeping Beauty. Listen, I think this is a cool concept. I think this is actually the best thing that came out of the theme park news, but at what cost? Now, there are big park hoppers. There are Disney purists that probably hate the fact that they are going to be gutting a good chunk of the Americana side of Magic Kingdom. This is where this is going, I believe. Yeah, Magic Kingdom. They're gutting a huge portion of it to make way for the villain section and for the Cars Radiator Springs section. So the Tom Sawyer shit's going away with the tree house, the boat ride. I don't know if the Bears Jamboree staying or whatnot, but yeah, you're going to get this villain thing. And then there is a Cars thing later on that they talk about. This, I think, is kind of cool. As for the whole preserving the park, how Walt Disney wanted it, I don't know. I see that. I get that. I feel that. Personally, for me, I think they should have left it untouched, full stop, and just made a new park. Kept that pure, kept that how Walt envisioned it. But then you can step back and say, did Walt really vision it always staying that way? I mean, the guy was really kind of forward thinking. You know, he was always about making the next great thing for people, for families. So maybe he would be cool. Like, yeah, let's keep expanding. Let's keep changing and adapting to generations and whatnot. I don't know. It's hard to say. I didn't know the guy personally. I do know this. Magic Kingdom, as it stands, is boring as hell. The rides are so outdated. It's just not interesting anymore. They needed to do something. And so this seems like a step in the right direction, going after maybe a more adult audience, since the theme park in general is very childish. I think it's a smart move. Coco is getting its first Disney park attraction at Disneyland's California Adventure. Cool. Coco's a great movie. It has a very strong message. The ending, makes me tear up. I'm a weak man at the end of the day, or a very proud man, depending on how you look at it. Very comfortable person in my own skin. Coco's getting an attraction, and it will draw inspiration from Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean. That makes sense. So nothing else to go on outside of that? All right. I mean, the film has a very distinct, beautiful look. If they can kind of make an area of the park look like Coco, that's a win. I think that's a win. Monsters Inc. Land coming to Disney Hollywood Studios. This is cool, but when I hear Disney Hollywood Studios, not so cool. Hollywood is the smallest of the 4 theme parks. I'm pretty positive. It's either the smallest or the second smallest. Either way, it's jam-packed with shit. You have all the Star Wars stuff there. You have Toy Story stuff there. You have a Mickey Minnie roller coaster, and then just a hodgepodge of random stuff. Hollywood Studios doesn't feel... Here, let me pump the brakes and say it this way. The Disney theme parks always had their flavor. Epcot was all about the history of mankind, the forward thinking of our scientists and our brave men and women who go up into space and reach beyond the stars. And so you had all of this stuff around that, flying over the world, and just all the scientific little laboratories and the parks and the flowers and the food, the Festival of Nations kind of stuff. But in recent years, they've changed that a lot. And now you have a Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster wedged into the future, or the world of tomorrow, or whatever the hell it's called. You have more stuff coming that doesn't gel with what the theme park originally was built around. And that's kind of across the board with these theme parks. Now it feels like it's just, what popular IP can we wedge into this section? And it doesn't really have a cohesive vibe overall. So at Hollywood Studios, we now have Monsters Inc. going in. This ride sounds awesome. It's a roller coaster. It's a free floating one. You got the legs dangling, and you're on this door contraption going around the Monsters Inc. universe. Sounds awesome. Especially, it would be really cool if this ride goes through like kids' rooms, and and then it goes out a different door portal, and then it portals into that Antarctica section. That would be wild. I don't know if they're going that crazy with it, but based on the Ratatouille ride I did last time I was there, which I was very impressed with, even with the small scale of the ride, solid stuff. And they really utilized modern technology that Universal Studios has done for years with the digital screens. Hopefully that's what they're going to keep doing going forward. But yeah, this is kind of the concept art for the land that I guess is pretty much just going to be a ride, I would imagine, and a shop or two. And that's really all you can put into that freaking park. Yeah, they're saying it's the first ever suspended roller coaster. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right, we got another super chat from Drew for $20 from the top rope. Durka Muhammad Jihad. Durka. I think that's a reference to Team America World Police. And if not, that's how I'm taking it. Thank you for the super chat, Drew. All right, Avatar Land at Disneyland's Disney California Adventure gets new attraction, concept art, and details. I've never been to Disneyland. I know it's basically just a small version of Disney World. It has pros and cons, of course. I will say, as someone that doesn't give two shits about James Cameron's Avatar after that second movie came out and sucked ass, the Pandora section of, what's that theme park called? Animal Kingdom is the highlight for me. Pandora is awesome. It looks amazing. It's definitely the coolest park shit Disney's done in many, many years. So it's cool that Disneyland is getting an expansion to it. Even though I don't like the movie, I think that there's a lot of beautiful like National Geographic stuff that James Cameron infuses into those films and mainly into the world of Pandora. Okay, it's going to take inspiration from Way of the Water, but it will also incorporate Avatar: Fire and Ash, which is the third installment. Who's excited for Avatar: Fire and Ass? Indiana Jones and Encanto Disney World attractions officially announced for new Animal Kingdom area. This is what I'm talking about, people. It's taking away from the initial vibe of the park. Now we have Indiana Jones and Encanto there at Animal Kingdom. What? It's odd. It's odd, but it's really just, it's all about IPs now. And that's just what it is, I guess. Did I just I just froze. I just froze. Okay, we're back. That was deadly. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. God, the internet. Again, we just survived a hurricane. And there's flooding and stuff. We lost power a couple times. It wasn't too bad. Hopefully it doesn't do that too many more times. Hopefully it freezes when I'm making the stupidest face ever. Okay, we learned a lot more about New Tropical Americas area in Disney World's Animal Kingdom. It's getting an attraction based on Indiana Jones and Encanto. I hope the Indiana Jones attraction is on the 80-year-old Harrison Ford Dial of Destiny. Oh, you like go through his apartment and he's wearing his muscle tee. He's got like stains of food on him, and he hits the bat against the door to tell the neighborhood kids to keep it down, get rid of the riffraff. That's the adventure you go on with Indy. To the toilet. Skit did it did it. Skit did it out of toilet paper. Looks like we're going on another adventure. Short round. Skit did it. I think I combined Indiana Jones and the Superman theme song. It's okay. CP's back for $199. Adam, you gotta go to California Adventure. It's awesome. Well, what's the difference? What's the difference? California love. Oh, that's okay. Disney California Adventure Park. Is that what Disneyland is? Well, what's the difference? Aren't they basically the same thing at this point? All right. Okay, in this new venture, the man with the hat has recently discovered a perfectly preserved Maya temple, and that can only mean one thing. It's time to explore it. He's heard rumors about a mythical creature deep within the temple, and he's got to see it for himself. So he brings us along on the adventure. Will there be snakes? We'll just have to wait and see. As for Encanto, its attraction will take guests into the into the Madrigal family's home on a journey to visit their rooms and perhaps run into their favorite characters. Saying you're going to journey through the room sounds lame, but in Encanto, the house is alive, so the rooms all have their own personality. Big kid version of Disneyland, says CP. All right, well, maybe that's something I look into. I'm desperately in search for another trip to bring the family. I'm guessing the time to go would be like right around, like maybe in a month from now when school's really in full swing. I would guess the parks are a little tamer. Or I know like after Christmas in January, it's a smart time to go. That's when we go to Universal, typically in Florida. Disneyland's Avengers attraction is officially called Avengers Infinity Defense. Look at this concept art. That's pretty sweet. We have a giant Ant-Man tearing through a Coliseum. Let's look at the photos. There's our Hulk that really never gets his proper representation on screen. And then Thanos looming in the dark. So I've heard, I have not been to Avengers Campus or whatever the hell it's called. Get me out of here. Oh my God, am I locked in this pile of shit? Oh my God. What a terrible IGN, fix your stupid viewer. I've heard nothing but terrible things about Avengers Campus. It sounds like the rides are atrocious. There's that Spider-Man ride, and I think they have one other one that's some Captain Marvel ride. They desperately need something cool. And if you're going to make something based on the Avengers, I would have to imagine it'll be pretty slick. But who knows? They need to stop cutting corners and make something good again. This could be awesome. This should be awesome. This should legitimately be one of the greatest rides Disney makes. It's based on such a massively popular IP. And if they're going to bring back voice actors, which I have to imagine they will, I already heard Tony Stark. I already heard that. What the hell's his name now? What the fuck is his name? Iron Man, Tony Stark. Yeah, the actor, you know, that guy that's like worth more money than any other actor on Earth. I heard he's going to reprise his role for something. Forgot his name. Chad, help me out. What's the name of Tony? Who's the actor that plays Tony Stark and Sherlock Holmes and Robert Downey Jr.? Thank you. Oh my God, I hate when I have brain farts. Disneyland's upcoming Avengers multi-world attraction starring King Thanos. I've never heard King Thanos. Okay, Avengers Campus will double in size with the addition of Avengers Infinity Defense and Stark Flight Lab. In Avengers Infinity Defense, guests will be able to jump between worlds that have gone missing on their quest to stop King Thanos. I touched nothing. And this thing shifted. This perilous journey will take them to Asgard, Wakanda, and New York City, alongside Iron Man, Ant-Man, the Hulk, Black Panther, and more. I'm excited. That could be awesome. I can't wait to experience it in 2029, a couple years after it's been out. Robert Downey Jr. to become Tony Stark again. If I would have just scrolled down a couple of inches, I would have figured it out myself. Well, I would have got there on my own. Okay. Yeah, Tony Stark again for the new Disneyland attraction. There it is. So there's the man right there, the man, the myth, the legend. Many of us are excited to see Robert Downey Jr. play Dr. Doom. Hands? Who's excited for Robert Downey to play Dr. Doom? Anyone? Hands? Such a weird choice. I am not looking forward to that at all. Super chat in from CP, $1.99. Thank you, sir. Then go to Six Flags Magic Mountain. It's the best. I've been to Six Flags, not the one in California. There was a Six Flags in Chicago that I went to. And obviously I've been to Valley Fair, which is maybe kind of Six Flags adjacent. This new attraction will have guests sitting in two-person pods being transported to a test station. Then a robot arm will grab that pod and give guests the feeling of a simulated flight. Cool. That sounds cool. All right, Cars is getting 2 new attractions at Disney World's Magic Kingdom that aren't in Radiator Springs. All right. And there's some concept art. I'm scared to even click into this because their viewer's so shit. All right, so you got people in these little buggies. And there's our guy. Well, I don't know who that is actually, but there's cars driving around. It looks very cool. Was this created in AI? Was this created with ChatGPT? This doesn't look like an artist rendition. Who drew this? Who made this? Artist concept only. Okay. Computer artist. How do I get out of here? There's no X or anything. Oh my God, what a piece of shit. As a web design, as a UX, okay, I hit escape and that worked. As a UX UI designer and front-end developer, this kind of stuff just pisses me off. Cars is going to be racing to Disney World, as it will be getting 2 new attractions. They're set outside of Radiator Springs. The first attraction will be a thrilling race rally through the mountains, and the second will be geared more towards kids. For the first ride, Disney Parks wrote that you will be able to take on wild terrain as you race across the landscape, climbing mountains, trails, dodging geysers, and Mater's favorite, splashing through mud holes. Is that a euphemism? I guess we'll find out. Can't wait to hop inside Mater's mud hole. Subscribe. The Lion King is getting its own attraction and area at Disneyland Paris. Well, why the fuck do I care about Disneyland Paris? I'm not going to Disneyland Paris. That looks like Splash Mountain repurposed as the Lion King, which is cool. It's going to feel like you stepped right into the movie. Which one? Is this going to be the live action trash? Because that rendition is from the live action movie, so gross. The Mandalorian and Grogu will be part of a new story on Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run in 2026. Star Wars creative executive Dave Filoni, Fallopian Tube, stopped by D23's Disney Experience Showcase to share the news and confirmed it will be coming to both Disneyland and Walt Disney World. The intersection of storytelling and innovation has always been central to Lucasfilm. Just imagine it. You'll be able to fly alongside Mando and Grogu on thrilling and dangerous missions. I'm confused. So, part of a new story on Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. So, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run is currently a thing that exists. So, are they going to repurpose the ride? Or is this something, since it's all like digital screens and shit, that they can just kind of swap them out? Depending on the week or something. Curious. Disney to create the first ever Walt Disney audio animatronic for Disneyland show. Folks, we have finally gotten there. We are going to have a life-size, lifelike Android version of Walt Disney who at some point you know is going to malfunction and go on a murderous rampage at his own theme park. We've been preparing for this. Disney is creating the first ever audio animatronic based on Walt Disney himself, and he'll be showing up at Disneyland's Main Street Opera in a show called Walt Disney: A Magical Life. It's set to debut in 2025. They should. I'm laughing to myself because I think of these stupid things, these scenarios. Imagine him like, hello, audience. Welcome to the magical world that I have crafted. Over here, you can see we're taking a trip down the steamboat of Americana, and then a wrecking ball comes through and destroys his vision, and they start building the villains universe. And he's like, oh, well, that's okay. Over here, we have what I envisioned in 1936. What will now today be called? And then it gets wrecked also, and some new IP comes in and takes over, some Avengers shit. Oh, that's too bad. So it's just him getting depressed, and eventually the robot takes his own life at the end of each segment. That got dark. That got really dark. Tiana's Bayou Adventure officially opening at Disneyland. I like to keep up with this stuff because I think ride, building and creation and stuff, it fascinates me. I really do think it's cool. I was a big fan of Splash Mountain. They updated the ride, obviously, because it was based on Song of the South or whatever that old cartoon racist thing was, or what's deemed racist. It probably was. I don't remember the movie. It was so long ago, and I'm so young and in touch with what the kids do with TikTok and everything. I don't remember Song of the South, but it was updated to Tiana, and I looked at the ride and it looked kind of. It doesn't even have the villain from Princess and the Frog in there. It's some stupid plot about finding all the recipes that Mama June needs to make chili or some crap, or her gumbo, or that's what we came up with. It couldn't have been a more exciting ride that ended with the log chute, like escaping from Shadow Man from the movie. But no, we don't want to scare the children, so we got to make it about like cooking. Oh, it just went into dark mode on its own. That was kind of cool. I'm not thrilled with what I've seen of the Tiana ride. I'll just say that much. Fortnite to get Disney villains, Incredibles characters, and a season with Doctor Doom. Real talk, I'm all in on Fortnite. I'm all in on that fucking game. I'm at a point in my life where I just can't do shit when it comes to video games. I don't have time. So jumping in a round or 7 of Fortnite, depending on how well I do, that's like fine for me. I'm cool with it. I've gamed enough in my life now. I'm fine just selling out everything and shilling for Fortnite. Simping Fortnite. I got the battle pass. I got the monthly thing. So I'm getting those skin updates. I got a couple custom emotes. My kids play it with me. I have friends I jump on with. I'm cool. I'm so pathetic. And this is going to be in an upcoming Adam Does Rants video on the second channel. I'm so pathetic. I wake up early before the rest of my family just to get 45 minutes of Fortnite in. I get my coffee. I sit in an uncomfortable chair in a room that we're renting this house, so nothing's ideal here. And I just play Fortnite for 45 minutes while I drink my coffee, listen to a podcast, and kind of assess my life every single day and the choices that led me to that moment. So yeah, cool. Doom's coming. It's another Marvel season. I'm for that. I don't have to say anything else about it. All right, so the rest of this is like other random crap that's not part of this main new thing. We can get to the movies now. That took 32 minutes, which is nice. I was hoping this would run a little over an hour. And I think with this and the movie stuff, we'll make that happen. So let's move over to this section. And there we have our princess, Moana. Moana, by the way, in Moana 2, she looks like she gained a few pounds in muscle. Like, look at the sculpted arms she's got. And it makes sense. She's rowing. She's out on the ocean against the angry sea. It's honestly kind of refreshing to see a thicker princess. And I don't mean thick like fat. I mean thick like bulked up. And it makes sense for the character. The trailer looked fine. Honestly, when I was watching the trailer, I was like, this looks good. Looks beautiful. Looks like another storyline that's going to be somewhat captivating and interesting. And then Maui showed up, I think is his name, Dwayne Johnson's character. And I was watching it with my daughter. We watched a lot of these trailers together. And I said, I don't think he needed to be in this one. I don't know. Something about Dwayne Johnson now in 2024, it just kind of annoys the shit out of me. I think I'm just kind of done with him. I look at Dwayne Johnson now how I look at Aerosmith music, meaning I've heard it all a bunch of times over the course of my life. I don't want to ever hear Love in an Elevator again. That's where I'm at. I'm done with it. I'm done with Aerosmith. I'm done with Dwayne Johnson. What else? Ugh. First look at the live action. Live action. We're really selling it. We're really selling this one, aren't we? There's nothing. The only live action in this is the main actress. Everything else is CG, including the dwarves. The dwarves are CG. This teaser, I can't show trailers or I get instantly hit with a copyright flag. So 1,000 apologies, but that's not my rule. That's YouTube's. Even if I talk over the whole thing, I'll still get hit with it. It's a teaser, though. I found it to be very boring. It didn't have any life to it at all. My daughter, Olivia, thought it looked kind of cute. She's in. So it's working. If it's gonna get the kids in, then I guess that's all it is. The actress, Rachel Zegler, is playing Snow White. I don't know what else to say about it. It just looks very mediocre, like every single live action movie. Oh, I will say one funny thing. Gal Gadot is playing the evil queen. If you are familiar with the plot of Snow White, the evil queen is jealous of Snow White and she wants her beautiful looks. The evil queen is being played by Gal Gadot. They didn't do anything to uglify her in the trailer. She still looks amazing. So it was a little funny seeing her getting jealous of the youthful age when she herself still is a smoke show. Blech. This is my reaction. You saw positive Adam for the most part with the Disney World and attraction stuff. Now you're going to see negative Adam with all of these announcements. I'm just over all of this shit. Avatar Fire and Ass is the next installment. Look at it. It looks like the A has a dick, and it's you can use your imagination. I think you know where I'm going though with this. Avatar Fire and Ass, it's the next installment to the Avatar franchise. I hated the last Avatar, Way of the Water, or whatever it was called, Way of the Water. The first one was fine. I liked Avatar 1. And then I bought it on Blu-ray, and then I have yet to finish the film at home. It really is a one and done experience that you get in the big screen in the theater. But the second movie just sucked balls from a story standpoint. Visually, yeah, of course, they're amazing movies. I don't care anymore about Avatar. The third movie is officially called Avatar Fire and Ass, and it's out in theaters December 19, 2025. Inside Out is getting a spin-off. Win or lose, this is going to be going exclusively to Disney Plus. We love those Disney Plus exclusives, don't we, folks? People are, this article says it looks like a modern day CGI twist on the Sandlot. I mean, outside of them playing baseball and being around a baseball coach, I did not really get a Sandlot vibe from this in the slightest. It actually reminded me of Mitchell's versus the Machines. If you remember that Sony animated movie from a couple years back, it's actually a lovely film. I very much recommend Mitchell's versus the Machines. Great little flick. This kind of has that vibe, except for obviously in the Pixar animated style. It looks fun. It looks like a good movie. I'm not really sure how it's related to Inside Out. It says it takes place between the two, so maybe there's some character crossover. I really don't know. I watched the trailer. They never go inside the people's minds in the trailer. This is the saddest Toy Story thing ever. I might be able to play this without getting any sort of knock. I'm not going to though. Basically, all it is Woody comes up to the camera and he gives like a tip of the hat and he walks on, and then Jessie comes up and she's like smiles, and then Buzz Lightyear does this, and then they say Toy Story 5. They don't talk. They don't have their voices. So it's just kind of like, what is that called? AMSR, the audio sort of a thing. That's kind of what it is. AMSR, is that right? Who cares? Here's the synopsis for this one. The big crisis in Toy Story 5 is screen time. Woody, Buzz, and the rest of the gang will be fighting for their lives against the algorithm and the devices that power it, which is also what everyone will be watching the movie on. How meta. How stupid. I'm already sick of AI shit. I'm already sick of evil overlords behind the machines. Could it work for Toy Story? Yeah, because the Toy Story movies are pretty charming. They're pretty fun for the most part. I don't have a problem really with any of them. That doesn't mean I want to keep seeing more of them all the same. But these are very lovable characters. They're harmless films. And yeah, I guess we'll see. It feels kind of like out of the spirit almost, though, to really go modern with these movies and have this whole digital era in Toy Story. I don't know. We saw when they did that with Wreck-It Ralph 2. I don't know anybody that likes that movie. I hate Ralph Breaks the Internet. I adore Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph was a celebration of 80s and 90s arcade classics. It was just such a fun, spirited adventure, and it was so different than anything else. Traveling in the circuits to the different arcade cabinets, befriending different players, finding yourself within that world. But then to take that and put it into the modern internet era and just put all these lame memes in there that were already out of date, I can see Toy Story 5 going down this road, and it makes me cringe to think that the Toy Story characters are at some point going to come up and see like a Flappy Bird game on the phone or Candy Crush or whatever the hell people play on these things. Porn. They're just maybe Buzz gets addicted to porn on the smartphone. Buzz, what are you doing over there? Go away, Woody. I could keep going. We're not going to go anymore. Incredibles 3 is happening. The second one took like a million years to basically make the same movie over again, except for from the perspective of the mom instead of the dad. It's still a fine movie. I like both Incredibles. I think the first one's a lot stronger than the second, mainly because it was wholly unique. And the second one really does feel like it was just the gender swapping of roles. We'll see what they do with the third one. Love this family, though. It's really a Fantastic Four in the Pixar universe. And it's the best Fantastic Four movie we've ever had. Who knows what the next one's going to be, though, that First Steps or whatever the hell it's called. I don't think we have anything to go on with this one. Yeah, Frozen 3 concept art looks straight out of Sleeping Beauty. Yeah, it does. Yeah, you have the straight trees and yeah, very much so. I mean, I can't imagine the final product's going to look like that. That would be bizarre because the other movies don't look like that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like the Frozen movies. I'm a sucker though for most Disney and Pixar and Illumination and DreamWorks and I mean Kung Fu Panda 4 sucked, but like Migration was fine. It was watchable. Despicable Me 4 was pretty crap. Still watchable, but crap. The other Despicable Me movies are fine for me. I'm very generous when it comes to kids animated stuff. And Frozen movies, they have good music, the characters are lovable, they're fine. I have no problem with them. Star Wars Skeleton Crew gets a teaser. I did not watch this because I don't care at all about Star Wars stuff, really at all. Andor Season 2 shows Star Wars Rogue One cameos. All right. People seem to love Andor Season 1. I made it 3 episodes in, and while I was like, okay, this is cool. This is like gritty, grounded, dramatic Star Wars. I still didn't give a shit enough to finish. I heard I should. I'll try at some point. But yeah, I'm sure people are excited for Andor Season 2. I know that's been kind of one of the few beloved things out of the new Star Wars by Disney, and I do like Rogue One a lot. Oh, this person really likes it too. I need Andor Season 2 and I need it now. All right. Grogu gets armor in the Mandalorian movie. Oh, God. My thoughts on The Mandalorian. Season 1 was really good. Season 2 was great, and it ended perfectly. The journey's completed. Mando gets his shipment, which is Grogu, to its destination, which is a freaking Jedi. The Jedi. It was perfectly executed. I loved season 1 and 2. And then they ruined the arc and had them get back together and go on misadventures because they needed to milk this out. And that's unfortunate that was the best thing that they could come up with. And also in season 3 of The Mandalorian, they're basically side quests and the main character is neither of them. As for the movie, we'll see. I don't know. It probably will be a fun, hour 45, 2-hour film for the whole family. They're fun characters. Maybe we can get a cohesive film out of this, do something that the shows at one point had done, but then gave up on, and we can have a beginning, middle, and end for this. Black Panther 2 spinoff Ironheart gets a teaser. Ironheart is getting a show. Why? Okay, Black Panther, it's a cool movie. It's unique. It's a different type of film in the MCU. I really enjoy it. Even with some of the third act follies with the CG and whatnot, it's still a really solid film. Wakanda Forever sucks. It's a mess from top to bottom. It was clear they had to pivot after Chadwick Boseman sadly died, and they didn't know what to do. But I'm not going to pretend to like something because I feel bad for the situation and everybody involved. Wakanda Forever is garbage. And Ironheart is in that movie. She's a teenage, I guess, Tony Stark character who's working out of a plane hangar that she can somehow afford, and she's sneaking around with all these different like illegal things, and she built her own Iron Man suit, and I guess this is her show, Ironheart. It's a Disney Plus show. Absolutely pass for me. Ugh. Daredevil Born Again lands in March 2025. Netflix's Daredevil is finally being revived next year with the original cast. This is another one of those Netflix dark and gritty shows that I really enjoyed season 1 of. Season 2 introduced the Punisher and Elektra. I somehow kind of like fell off of it around the second half of season 2. It got kind of dopey and campy, and everybody was crying all the time. I felt like Matt Murdock's two friends, Froggy and whoever the chick is, they just were sad sacks of shit the whole time. And anytime Matt Murdock wasn't on screen, I was just sitting there going, oh my God, stop crying. All you people do is cry. The one actress who I felt bad for, she was great in the couple good seasons of True Blood. She's just like snot bubbles constantly, tears all over her face. I just couldn't get her off the TV fast enough. As far as this Disney Netflix Daredevil, okay. I mean, that's great for the fans that want to see him back. I have no interest. Speaking of no interest, Agatha All Along has a final trailer. Everybody's been asking for an Agatha show. At least 2 people have said, where is the Agatha show? Catherine Hahn is reprising the character. Catherine Hahn, freaking hilarious actress. I've loved her in everything she's been in. She's always very witty, quick. I was going to say, she was always very witty, very quick-witted. Just say the same thing 2 different ways. Jesus Christ. Really 1.5 different ways. I like her. She's good. I don't care about this show. And I liked season 1, or the only season of WandaVision. I thought it fell apart like all these Disney Plus shows do at the end in the final, tailwind of the show. But it was pretty solid. I could rewatch. I won't, but I could rewatch that. Agatha All Along, we'll see. It's got a good cast. I'll say that much. I might give it a shot. This looks awful. Look at this shit. Ugh. I'm a big fan of Lilo and Stitch, the animated movie. Very good. Whatever is happening right here, I'm not a fan of this at all. Get that crap off my screen. I'm saving one of the best for the near end. Everyone's favorite aughts alien furballs get an extra furry. No, this is not the best for the end. This looks terrible. That looks awful. This looks like the Sonic the Hedgehog movie model before they went back and redid it because all the fans were like, oh my God, kill it with fire. There's a new Tron movie coming, composed by 9 Inch Nails. Boom, 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 boom. Help me. Boom, 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 boom. I wanna Tron you like an animal. Help me. Coming from the inside. I hope other people think I'm as funny as I think I am. They made like 2 Tron movies in 50 years. Well, who the fuck who's the audience for this? I know there's a good hardcore Tron audience. It's not me. Okay, I already saw this Doom thing from Fortnite. Is that it? Does this not have anything on the Thunderbolts? I guess they didn't announce much, but there is a new Thunderbolts. Well, maybe nothing really came out. Thunderbolts, I think they just had some more cast photos. Yelena looking like an absolute snack. I think Thunderbolts could be solid, like a new grittier, no, I won't say Suicide Squad. Like Marvel's The Suicide Squad, or a grittier version of Guardians of the Galaxy. We'll see. I don't really have much faith in the MCU right now, but they might course correct. I'm willing to hope. I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. I think that's about it. Let's get it. If there's any more super chats, please throw them in now and we'll talk about it. Otherwise, I'm going to get off and I'm going to go watch Below Deck with my wife. We've been craving Below Deck season 4 or 5. I can't remember which one we're on, of the Mediterranean show, Below Deck Med for short. This show's just trash and I love it. I think it's funny as hell. Staged or otherwise, it's entertaining. All right, we have at least one that I didn't see. A film goer for $2. Ironheart was filmed 3 years ago now. FYI, which Adam Fun Fact of the night. I like to give out an Adam Fun Fact from time to time. FYI stands for your information. Something for you to snack on. You can take that to the bank, the blood bank. What else do I have? Okay, so upcoming stuff. I'm going to pad out this ending segment in the hopes that 1 or 2 more super chats come in, because do it now or forever hold your peace. Let me get rid of this super chat that's up here right now. Plus, you get featured on the video, which is such a lovely thing. Upcoming videos. I said it at the top of the hour, but top 10 best video game movies of all time is going up tomorrow at 10:45. Set your calendars, mark your watch. Set your watch, mark your calendars. One of the two works. What else is going up? I have 2 movies I'm going to this week. On Thursday, I will be going with the kids, ages 12 and 15, to Alien Romulus. I'm excited for this movie. I think it could be freaking awesome. I'm pretty all over the place with my love-hate for the Alien franchise. Obviously, I love Alien and Aliens. I hate Alien 3. I'm okay with Alien Resurrection. I like its corniness. I think it's a fun, stupid movie. AVP is a fun, stupid movie. I don't mind Alien versus Predator. Terrible plot aside, it's not too bad. PG-13 aside, it's okay. I love Prey, but that's a Predator movie. I don't know why I just felt the need to bring it up. I guess I kind of transitioned over. AVP Requiem is hot trash. Don't like it at all. Alien Prometheus, or I'm sorry, just Prometheus. Prometheus felt like a good foundation to something new from Ridley Scott. Again, a lot of dumb shit in Prometheus. Some really stupid character choices. But overall, I still really dig the movie. And then Alien Coven shit comes along and ruins everything. So where we're at right now is ground zero on Alien. I'm optimistic. Okay? I'm optimistic. I'm going to tread lightly, though, because I could only get heartbroken over again. All right, Alien Prometheus. I'll have a review out for that. I'm going to some new Elizabeth Banks movie that I've never heard of and I haven't watched a trailer for. I can't even remember the name, but if you care to look, you can. I can look. Elizabeth Banks new movie. It's called Skincare. I know literally nothing about this film other than it's called Skincare. I'm not going to look at a trailer or anything. I'm going to go in blind Friday because there's only one showing on Thursday and it's really, really late. It's not worth my time. So I'm going Friday night or Friday at some point. So that will be reviewed. And then someone gave me a really big super chat over a month ago to watch and review Jackpot, which is an Amazon exclusive starring everyone's favorite actress, my favorite actress of all time, Awkwafina. I have to watch the Awkwafina comedy Jackpot, or as I was calling it for a while, Potluck, because I couldn't remember the name. John Cena is also in it. Hilarity is sure to ensue. I think that's it. Oh, and then on the second channel, I have several rants in the works, but the ones that are coming up is one about my neighbor across the street using his leaf blower for 18 hours straight and fucking up my day. It was the loudest leaf blower I've ever come into contact with. The second rant will be on my magical adventure to the airport and taking the Delta flight to Minnesota and what a nightmare it was from beginning to end. That'll be the second rant. And there's a whole bunch to come. So again, Adam Does Rants. Please think about subscribing there. Maybe really check out patreon.com/Adam Does Movies. I'm telling you, there's a whole section of, it's called collections. And within it, there are all these different playlists that I beautifully put together There is a skits playlist that has all the Movie Boss episodes and random one-off videos that I made. Really funny stuff. It has over 300 exclusive videos with Adam Rants videos there. There's Adam Does Movies videos that are exclusive there. I'm going to be making more videos on the main channel private that are really old, and they don't actually help the algorithm or the channel. They just kind of actually hurt it. I've been getting comments recently because I think YouTube's pushing my channel more and related videos. And people are like, you have too many different shows on here. It's confusing. And I didn't want to watch this. I don't know why YouTube recommended this. So Adam, the Patreon page is really for fans that want to support what I'm doing here and also see those nuggets that the mainstream, I guess, audience doesn't give a shit about anymore. That's where you can find them. Okay, 2 more super chats while I rambled. Larry Chu for $4.99 just gave a super sticker. Thank you, Larry. I appreciate that. And then probably the final one for the night, Shan Lee 88 for $5. Jackpot. Yeah, my idea. Thank you, Shane Lee 88. I appreciate that. I'm excited. I'm very excited. That comes out, I would imagine. I thought it came out on the 15th. It probably comes out on Friday, though, the 16th. It's on the list, though. You saw it. You saw it on the list. All right. We went for almost an hour, 57 minutes. We can get an hour. If you have anything you want to ask me, just go ahead and put a regular chat. It doesn't have to be a super chat. I'll hang out for a little bit. I want to get a full hour in just because I feel like that's where I should live. Elizabeth Banks turned into Chelsea Handler. She kind of did. They do look very similar. Skinny, white, blonde women in there. What? How old is Elizabeth Banks? Is she in her 50s? I can't spell that. Beth Banks' age. She's 50. Chelsea Handler's got to be older. She's younger? Chelsea Handler's 49. Wow, they do look a lot alike. Adam, are you a virgin? Yeah, that's we've been keeping it tight-lipped, especially to my 2 kids. We've been trying to keep that mum for a while. Because once they find out that harsh reality, they're going to connect the dots. And they're going to be like, wait, if Papa has never slept with a woman, how did we come to be? It doesn't make sense. Oh, we have a correction. I love these. I love when I'm wrong about something. Kareem, just a correction from earlier. Win or Lose is actually original Pixar show. Dream Production is the Inside Out spin-off show. Dream Production? Was that my mistake, or like did I misread that, or did they screw up? I'm looking up Dream Production. Pixar animation. From the world of Inside Out comes Dream Productions, an all-new Disney Plus series about the studio inside Riley's mind. What the? I didn't see that. Did I botch reading that badly, or did they just have that wrong in the article? I closed the tabs. Oh wait, no, I didn't. I have them up over here. Let's bring it back up. This is Kotaku. Of course, they'd screw something like that up. Inside Out is getting a spinoff. So here's the big bold font. Above it is Avatar 3. So clearly it's not referring to that. Dream Production. Damn, the first thing on there. Dream Productions is a new Disney Plus series that takes place between Inside Out. Pixar also revealed its newest original movie called Win or Lose. Well, I guess this one's on me. Yeah, Larry Chu. It was like $100 super chat to watch Jackpot slash Potluck. I can't wait to see Avatar Fire and Ash Ketchum. I like that. I'd like to steal that if I remember in the future. Do you have low expectations for Star Wars Skeleton Crew? I have no expectations because I imagine it's another animated thing and I haven't watched any of the animated Star Wars stuff. Do you like the new Batman cartoon? I have not watched it because I'm an adult. No, joking. I haven't watched it. It looked kind of similar to the Batman animated series. I know it's not supposed to be in that universe, but it has a similar aesthetic, kind of that Art Deco style. I still have to watch X-Men 97. I was a big fan of the animated show. Connor and I agreed we're going to watch it. We just have to find time. Maybe that seems like a breakfast show or a lunch show to watch. We've just been so busy. Okay. I think we did it. We made it over a minute or over a minute. We made it over an hour. I froze up for a second there. So that means that the internet is about to pull my bandwidth away. They're about to shut it all down. So we're going to stop right there. Landon asks, when are you streaming with Tony again? Tony from Hack the Movies. We like to shout him out on every stream. Typically, he's there somewhere, lying in the weeds. I don't know. We usually come up with something. I know Tony and I are going to do, for Patreon users on both of our Patreon pages, a live watch of, what the fuck's it called? V for Vendetta. We're going to do a commentary track watching V for Vendetta. And that's probably the next thing we'll do. I have to reach out to him to get that done. All right, that's it. Hopefully I see you very soon. Tomorrow at 10:45 is the next video, and then there will be a bunch of them after that on both channels. Thank you for the support and for watching, and I'll see you.